I'm Jay Addison from EventChain.io for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network. Today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Ben Smith, the CEO of Fysical.org. Ben, how are you doing today?
Great. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about Fysical and what you're doing with location data.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fysical is a decentralized location data market, and we work with location and human movement data. So what that means is mostly we work with mobile app data. So if you use a travel app or a weather app or a news application on your phone, a lot of those apps create tons of location data, and there's a huge market for that. So we actually work with a lot of big marketers, a lot of hedge funds, a lot of real estate companies, and we're beginning to talk to even some urban planners and sort of some smart city initiatives that can actually use this data as well.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you about use cases in smart cities, like getting access to retail and convenient nearby stores, that type of thing, and the fastest way to work. What's the ultimate goal that you're trying to achieve with the movement of people with Fysical?
Yeah, so there's a lot of use cases. The biggest use case right now is really focused in marketing. They're typically early adopters, and marketers want to understand, what do people do in the real world? For the last, 20 years, the data realm was really focused on digital world data. So what you do online, like, who are your friends on Facebook, what you buy on Amazon, what you search on Google. But no one has really, focused or monopolized the offline world yet, or the physical world, hence the name Fysical. And so we've taken that approach to really focus on that frontier. We think that the physical world and data from the physical world, how humans move through it, will be the future, and will be a huge market to come over the next 10 years or so.
Yeah, now if I'm not mistaken, the data is actually very valuable, and there must be a marketplace to buy and sell the data. Is Fysical a data marketplace as well?
Yeah, Fysical is a data marketplace.
Okay.
So we actually we went live on the Ethereum mainnet in February, which we're really happy about. A lot of projects, have a 2-year roadmap, but we went live in February, and we've been actively publishing data points, billions of data points from over 10 million mobile devices all around the world for the past couple months.
Well, so you did mention Ethereum, and you guys are utilizing blockchain. Now, how essential is the blockchain for this type of business?
Yeah, so the team has been in the location-based space, handling big data and location-based tech for like the past 4 years with our parent company, Fysical Labs in the States. And we saw this space really rapidly grow over the past 4 years. And what happened is a lot of middlemen stepped in, a lot of aggregators. And what this created is a lot of sort of a lack of transparency into where data is actually coming from. So if you're a big company like Oracle, typically right now you'll go to like a big aggregator of data, you'll buy those data sets, and you don't really have any insight into, okay, did that come from a mobile app? Did it come from a telecommunications provider? Where did it come from? Because that means different things. And also, was it collected in a compliant way? Did the user actually share their data and opt into sharing their data? So we're using blockchain to actually prove technically the origin of data, and also prove compliance so that it was actually opted in by the user. And that's something that the market really needs right now. And so that's why we built it.
Now, I understand that Fysical also has a utility token. And can you talk about the token and how it's going to be used on the platform?
Yeah, so the token has 3 core use cases. One is for payments for the data, and also payments for market services provided. So those market services could be things like data validation, determining the accuracy of the actual data. Was this data point actually in Macy's, or was it in a Starbucks next door? Data enrichment could be a market service that the token is used to pay for, such as, this isn't just raw data. We want to turn this raw location data into an actual visits data set for Starbucks visitors in the US nationally, for example. The second use case is decryption of data sets. So the token actually decrypts access to the data. And the third is for community incentives. So we have 25% of all tokens allocated for incentivizing the community and adoption of Fysical.
That sounds pretty interesting. Now, how long has the project been in incubation? And give us an idea of what the next 6 months look like for software development for you guys.
Yeah, so we've been working on the project for about a year now, but we've been, working with location-based tech and big data for the past 4 years, the whole team. And the next 6 months, we're focused on sort of two core initiatives. One is building out a marketplace or a brokerage, which allows data buyers to more easily search for and buy data sets that are on the Fysical protocol right now that are actually published to Ethereum. And the second use case is actually building out a mobile application that allows users to actively share their own location data and actually claim right to that data and earn some money for doing that.
That's very interesting. So how would someone get a hold of you or the company if they wanted to, let's say, first of all, access some of the data for another corporation or even get involved in the project?
Yeah, so you can reach out to us. You can reach out to me directly at my email. But yeah, you can actually buy data today on Fysical, which unlike many projects out there, if you have access, if you buy tokens from us, you can also buy data right now on Fysical. And we have a blog post about how you can actually buy data on our Medium blog.
And where would somebody get your tokens right now?
So we actually have a pre-sale open right now to buy our tokens. And so you can go to our website and register for the pre-sale, and we can contact you and you can purchase tokens.
Fantastic. So the pre-sale's on right now?
Yeah, it's open right now. It's open till the end of the week.
Okay, fantastic. Ben Smith, CEO of Fysical.org. It's certainly been a pleasure speaking with you today on Blockchain Interviews, and hopefully we can have you back on again soon so that we can keep our audience up to date on the project, because it sounds like a very interesting project, and I know that big data is huge, and it sounds like what you guys are working on here is movement to the people data. It's worth its weight in gold, isn't it?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Ben. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you.